Okay, maybe it's 15 seconds. So I had some troubles with the VOD recording. I had to take care of this, but looks like it should be working in the next seconds. And yes, finally, here we go. So I am back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize once again for the small delay, but game number 2 here on Xelnaga Caverns is currently running. We have Sif playing against mOnNan. mOnNan is up in one game. Did a really great job at attacking at the natural, the second entrance and the main base at the same time, using drops, using the mobility of the medivac, of the stim pack, of the fast movement speed, and in the later stages of the game of the Vikings as well. So mOnNan here spawning in the bottom left is the red Terran, in the top right we have Sif as the blue Protoss player. And once again, if you're having some problems with the stream, it is most likely you, because if not, I'm not sure how many people are watching right now. If not like 500 people at once or 200, I'm not sure how many are watching. I had once complaining about the lag. It is you. I'm sorry that I have to tell you this, but make sure that you're not watching or downloading anything in the background. Make sure that your internet connection can handle the bandwidth, which is 2.1 megabits per second, which is quite a lot. So you get two options there. Option number 1 is try the low quality stream, or in the top right you should see this button which HD is off and HD is on. Try this, and if this is still not working, watch the stream on the C Streams main page, and there's a button that you will direct it to their own 3D TV stream for this stream. So a lot of possibilities to get this thing going. Now mOnNan is attacking here, force field being placed, not doing too much damage at all, and now this Marauder cannot fit through the entrance here, and I'm not sure why he is running away. Because he still could have killed the Stalker and the Sentry, because the Stalker dies pretty fast. The Sentry was not able to run away, and this is not a Marauder coming out of the gateway, it is just another Sentry. So but mOnNan, on the other hand, he just wanted to play it safe. He got the concussor shell finished. Now going for 2 more barracks as soon as he started the command center. So he went exactly for the same opening he did in the last game. Of course, this is Xelnaga Caverns. Going for a 3rd expansion might be a little bit more difficult than on Tal'Darim Altar, since not only the 3rd on Tal'Darim is a little bit more accessible, but also Tal'Darim is a little bit more bigger, and because of the bigger size of the map, it is easier to defend bases, just because of the fact that your opponents takes a little bit longer to finally reach your bases. So now we have an SCV moving out, checking are there any hidden buildings, any stargates on the low ground, any DT shrines hidden in the corners. So good job here by mOnNan to check for every possibility here with this SCV. At the same time, looks like Sif wants to go for an attack once again, but this time there's no bunker at the front, but even more Marinas and Marauders here by mOnNan. Let's take a look. Do we have any Zealots here? Now mOnNan, by the way, is aware of a possible attack. SCV's moving out, going for the bunker right away. Nice response, but we do not see any Zealots here in the mix. Is he warping in another bunch of Zealots? How many gateways does he actually have? 3 gateways it is. Now going for the Robo, moving out with the probes, because yes, the Nexus just finished, and he's still not moving out. Maybe he just wants to go for some sort of contain. But of course you need to watch out with your sentries what's happening here on the ramp. Because if mOnNan actually, who finished with a stim by the way, if mOnNan actually decides to move down with the ramp with the stimmed units and he's not paying attention, so Sif is not paying attention for 1 second, force fields won't do anything at all. Misrallied Zealot gets taken out. Oh, actually not, survives with 7 HP left, so luckiest Zealot in the world, and looks like now Sif realizing, okay dokie, I should better retreat, and leaving 1 sentry here. The sentry got enough energy for 3 more force fields. even though it's still missing 20 energy. A force field lasts 15 seconds, so 30 seconds in total is enough to regenerate those 12 energy he's still missing. So, what else is he doing? Of course, he's following up once again with a very fast robotics base for both players, sticking to their build orders like they did in the last game. And nice job by Sif, taking out this Marine, force fielding the ramp, and he still got enough energy for 2 more force fields. There we go, so another 15 seconds waiting, and then he can plant another force field. So, buying himself some more time. But mOnNan doesn't really care about this force, and now he replaced this force field, so he needs to run away with the sentry. And this is what he was doing, but now mOnNan finished with the 2 medivac already, and the medivacs were dropping the forces here, now taking out the pylon as well. But this observer by Sif, he is completely aware of those forces moving out. He needs to react accordingly, and reacting accordingly, I mean chrono boosting the shit out of this robo facility to get this. Colossus done, and then we're fine. He should be fine with this Colossus in place. Now all those Marines and Marauders just stimming, not doing anything at all. Okay, Sif was not paying attention, losing 1 single Zealot here. Is mOnNan going for a drop? This was my question. And yes, indeed he is, but Sif, he was spotting the medivacs, but he was not attacking the medivacs even though he could. And now the Marines and Marauders coming in from the left side as well, taking out 4 more Stalkers basically for free, and all those units get dropped. He needs to move on to the high ground with his Colossus, but I think this attack might already do a little bit too much damage for Sif to handle. Colossus going down, more Zealots being warped in, but what are 4 Zealots good for if you have 4 Marauders with a concussor shell? Sif realizing this, and very well executed attack, and Sif did the small mistake. He spotted the 2 medivacs, and he was just not reacting in time. He was not attacking them right away, allowing mOnNan to wait for his more reinforcements, and then mOnNan basically ruffle stomped Sif here 2-0, even though the first game was a little bit closer. So congrats mOnNan, he is advancing to the semi-finals, taking this series 2-0, congratulations to him. And yeah, I'm checking for the games right now, shouldn't be too long, and actually I'm getting an invite. And it is Duffman against Cyplo, so looks like Duffman was able to beat Nertio, and Cyplo, who was in the quarterfinals already, like 30 minutes ago. So, quarterfinal number 4, Cyplo against Duffman PVT once again, and looks, let's take a look if this will be this one-sided as mOnNan against Sif was, or will we see a little bit more action? By the way, Cyplo, he is a player who likes to play in a lot of those weekly tournaments, like the Craft Cup, like the Competo Cup, etc. He's doing a good job on the ladder, having 4,200 points, and on the other hand, Duffman was the guy who beat Demager in a pretty impressive TVZ on Shakura's Plateau in the early rounds of the tournament, so yeah. So we have Duffman, and he is playing against Cyplo. Cyplo most likely plays as the Pink Protoss, and yes indeed he does this time as well. And Duffman is the Teal Terran player. Oh, let me restart the VOD and then we can get going here with the next quarterfinal right away.